Friday. We have made it to a weekend. I hope you've all had a great week. And I hope you all have a great weekend before I forget. Welcome to my live. And if you happen to be watching later, welcome to the replay. My name is Robin, and I'm with Robin's Egg Blue Creations. And I'm also an independent designer with Couture. So if you are looking for inexpensive, easy to use, easy to clean DIY products and projects, you are in the right place. So once you hop on the live or you hop on the replay at a later date, say hi in the comments and tell me where you're watching from. I'm in central Kansas, where 2 days ago it was a sunny 70 degrees and today it was 20s and snowing. So we never know what kind of weather we're going to have. I also want to let you know that I'm live in 3 locations this evening. So if you hear me refer to a comment that you don't see in your comment feed, that person may be on a different platform. Also, if you are watching from my private Facebook group, there is a link in the description of the video. Clicking that link just allows StreamYard, my streaming platform, to pin your profile name and pic to your comment. You can choose not to click the link. Just know that your comment will show up under Facebook user, a general term in my comment feed. I may not know who you are, but I will still interact. I will still answer any questions, and I will still say hi. And as always, if you like what you see in tonight's project and think others should see it as well, or if you just want to help my channel, feel free to hit the heart button, hit that thumbs up button, follow, subscribe, and as always, tag your crafty friends and invite them to watch along with you, and spread the crafty love all over Facebook and YouTube. Oh, that was a mouthful. Real quick, because I have a larger screen, we are going to use, if you see in the title, this is the Simply Blessed size E transfer. It's an 18 by 24. It is retired, but I happen to have 2 transfers, 2 brand new in the package transfers. I also have what I call a scratch and dent transfer, so it's been gently used. All of these will be are available to purchase at designer prices or lower, depending on whether you buy new in package or the scratch and dent one. Just you can email me at, let me put it up on, where is my email? You can either email me here at robinseggBlueCreations@gmail.com or Robin M. Van Atta at gmail.com. So just if you're interested in purchasing any of those 3, just let me know. That's why I'm choosing to use a retired transfer. So with that, let's go ahead and flip the camera. And we're going to do it this way. Nope, we're going to do it this way. Okay, so I just need to remember, keep reminding me if I don't look at the camera very often, just pop up in the comments and say, hey, because I forget. I don't always show myself on camera, and then I forget to look up. So let me see who's here. I see that Jason is watching from the other side of the door. He says hello. So like I said, we're going to be using the Simply Blessed transfer. I have cut mine apart because I used this piece on a t-shirt, and I didn't want to have to worry about all of the rest of the transfer. But it comes with this wood. It's awfully green. Let me put there. It comes with this kind of branch wreath. And there are additional pieces that you can add to it. And it also comes with these flowers and leaves that you can add to it. I think it looks more like cotton. I'm not going to use those. Actually, I'm not liking that one very much. There we go. We'll just use that one. And my apologies. sometimes the transfers turn the camera green. So I'm going to use the wood wreath. I may use the words, I'm not for sure. I also have an 18-inch glued edge round from Menards, but you can get these also at Lowe's and Hobby Lobby, or Lowe's and Home Depot. And then I'm almost out of white paste. I just don't want to have to dig into the bottom of the barrel. This one's actually a little more full than my other one is. So I'm going to show you a workaround using the DIY chalky powder, the Coco's chalky powder, and some acrylic paint. And then we're going to make some burlap flowers with some burlap ribbon and some Dollar Tree nautical rope. So hang tight. This might be a long video, but let's go ahead and get started. So I think I'm going to use some of my antique Waverly antique wax and give it kind of a faux stain. And I probably need to get out my hair dryer before I forget. At least get it plugged in. My apologies, I should have had this painted ahead of time, but it has been quite the week. I'm not very organized on a regular week, and this has been far from a regular week. And I also apologize if you hear any background noise. It is the truck race at Daytona. So NASCAR is back. So you may hear some hooping and hollering in the background from probably my son because he's watching the race. So again, this is Waverly Antique Wax. It's supposed to be more of a sealer, but I use it kind of as a faux stain. You can either use like a wash brush, or I have discovered that these Wet n Wild makeup brushes from Dollar Tree are great for base coating because they hold a lot of paint. So you could use one of those as well. I'm not going to worry too much about the sides yet because I probably should have also sanded before I started painting, but I didn't get around to that either. So I'm just going to lay a bit on. I'm not going to worry too much about the sides because I'll have to go back in and sand those anyway. I guess I could. Oh, that paintbrush is going to fall apart. So I'm just going to lay a bit on. Hey, Miss Ashley. I'm using your favorite antique wax. I like it because it has low fumes, it dries quick, and I can use it in my basement and not worry about asphyxiating myself. How are you, Miss Ashley? We are working on this 18-inch round. I am using a retired, oops, there's a big chunk out of that one. I am using a retired transfer, but I have two available for purchase, two new in package transfers available for sale, and I also have a scratch and dent version, which that just means it's been used once or twice, but it's still in good condition. And remember, they can be used about 8 to 12 times, depending on how well you take care of them. Ashley says she agrees. Oh, she agrees with this being a great faux stain, I'm assuming. She is watching Solomon play basketball. Are you watching from home or are you watching at the actual game? I don't know if maybe you're watching a live stream. I'm good. It's just been a busy week, a weird week. So and I apologize for not going live earlier this week, but it has been a very unusual and crazy week. You're watching from home. Let's throw that one out. Okay, so let's get this wiped off. And don't mind the sides not being done. I will get those done later, but I think I should probably sand them before I paint them. And I can paint them later. Okay, and just like that, we have a stained piece. So, make sure that I put that back there so I don't get it all over me. And then let's grab our hair dryer. I'm just trying to give this a quick dry. I'm going to let that dry for a little bit. Ashley says it's so easy to stain. It is. So I use, this isn't really, it's more of a wax sealer, and it's the Waverly Antique Wax, but it makes the perfect faux stain. And it dries super quick. While this is drying, let's do a few housekeeping things. So usually I go live on Mondays and Wednesday evenings, and I usually have a check-in post those mornings on my Facebook page. And for anyone who participates in those posts, then they are automatically entered to win the live gift away that night. So I'm going to go ahead and draw because I always forget because I save it till the end. So let me get it connected. That's weird. So I'm just going to let's go back down. Let's just try it. Maybe I deleted the, oh wait, it's up here. There we go. Okay. So I think Wednesdays was out of the Chex Mix, which piece of which would you take off? So I'm going to find it. There it is. Okay, so let's go back. Oops. So let me come back here and we're going to share my screen. Wrong button. Okay, so this was the post for Wednesday morning. You work for General Mills and you have to decide which one to eliminate from Chex Mix, which is the first to go. Mini breadstick, rye chip, square pretzel, corn Chex, wheat Chex, or circle pretzel. Let me make sure you can see that. Yep, you can. Okay, so we're going to load the comments. And if Jason or I get drawn, I will redraw. So I had 12 different. Most people agreed with the second pretzel. So there were a couple of mini breadsticks. There were a couple of wheat Chex. So I'm going to confirm those. And then we're going to start. I'm going to come back here. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the winner is Mary Fulton. Congratulations, Mary. I will let her know that she is the winner. So make sure you're watching next or looking at my Facebook page on next Monday or Wednesday. I will post more of those giveaway check-in posts. And you can see if you're going to be a winner. Let's move that again. Okay, it's not totally dry, but we'll keep working on it. So like I said earlier, we're going to be using this Wreath transfer. I do have 2 available. I have 2 that are new in the package, and I have 1 that I call it a scratch indent, so it's been used once or twice, but so I do have those for purchase because those are retired. That's the only way you can get those. I'm also going to be using some white paste, but I'm almost out. I was going to use white paste. So I'm going to show you kind of a workaround. So we're going to be using some Coco's chalky powder and some acrylic paint. So let's go ahead and mix that up while we're still waiting for this to dry. So if you're like me and you have a ton of little 8-ounce, 4-ounce, or 2-ounce bottles of paint, do I have a little 2-ouncer around here? Yep. If you have a lot of these little paints, a great way to use those up and still be able to use them with the Couture transfers is to make kind of a chalky, your own version of chalk paste. And so this chalky powder is great to add to acrylic paint. I can read the so if you want to do chalk paste, you put 2 tablespoons per 1 teaspoon of paint, and it makes a 2-ounce jar, but we're not going to make an entire 2-ounce jar. So I'm just going to add a little bit of paint in here. So this would be another way to actually, like if you already have a lot of paint, that's probably way too much, but you want to get started in Couture, buy your transfers, and maybe buy like white and black paste, and then use your acrylic paints and some chalky powder to kind of build up your colors and to use some of the paint that you already have laying around. Trying to think if I have something to scoop it with. I'll just use another one of these. These are just little makeup applicators. I probably used way too much paint, but that's okay. I'm just going to see what that gets me. So you literally just mix the 2 together, and it's going to thicken up that chalk or that acrylic paint. pretty good. And so normal chalk paste, like the Chalkology paste that comes from Couture, you kind of want a sour cream, yogurt, or cake frosting consistency. Actually, that's pretty spot on. So you can see it's pretty soft. So we're going to go with that, and hopefully I'll have enough. Okay, this feels... I think I'm going to hit it one more time with the blow dryer just to get it dry. And then I need to determine if I want to use the words or not, which I think it might be cute. We're also going to be adding some flowers down here. I do think I like it with the words. So I have used this before, so I'm not going to fuzz it. But remember, I also said that these are reusable. And so I need to note on the back side that it is indeed the back side, because when I'm done using it, I'm going to clean it with just regular water. And then I need to return it to this backer sheet. So I need to know that this is the back side so that I can place it on the other side when it's dry and ready to be put away. And I guess it doesn't really matter how I put the words on. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and peel it off. This might be a little difficult since I put a big gigantic hole in it. And I could actually... Well, if it's too hard to place, I may add some painter's tape to the inside of it, but I think I'll be okay. So on these large ones, you want to pull your backer sheet off of the transfer, not... That way you can keep your transfer as stable as possible. So if you try to pull the transfer off of the backer sheet, you may end up with a big, gigantic mess. Paintbrushes. I'm trying to make sure the gap above and below is mostly equal. It isn't this on this side though, so I need to scooch it just a skosh. Easier said than done. That's pretty close. I think we're gonna go with that. Oops. Okay, that's pretty good. Pretty equal. I'm gonna go ahead and burnish it. So I don't have any gaps. Okay. I have put a cart link in the description for your white paste, for the fuzz cloth, and just some simple basic tools that you're going to need for this project. Also an angled squeegee. It's going to help move the paste around the board quickly. Although I think I might go ahead and just use a small one. Jason says If I tried that, it would be stuck together and wadded up. If it does get wadded up, don't panic. It does happen, right, Miss Ashley? We probably both have done it. Don't try to pull it apart. Try to get it to a sink or some water. And then once you get that back wet a little bit, it will kind of unstick itself. And you can kind of gently pull the two sides apart. But because once it's wet, it's not quite as sticky. So I'm just moving the paste along the silkscreen areas. So I'm just going to wipe that back off. So now I'm just going to even everything out. Make sure I don't have any squeegee lines. Get rid of some of this excess because I can reuse all of that. And just like that. And I'm going to pull it gently and slowly off. And it will be slightly distressed. That's kind of how the transfer is made. And I think we're going to add a little bit more. So I think I'm going to dry this. It dries super quick, just like regular. Ashley says, oh yes, don't panic. Yeah. Don't panic if it gets stuck together. Okay. I'd like to try to get more branches on there. So this may end up ruining it, however. I was going to try to let's just turn it around and see if we can add branches in different places. So I'm not going to burn it. I'm not going to try to burnish it down very hard this time because I don't want to pull up where I've already pasted. So I'm just going to gently burnish it to make sure everything is even. I'm kind of gently patting it down. Now let's make sure I get myself enough paste all the way around it. We're going to do the same thing again. Oops, I needed that. So again, I'm not discouraging you from buying chalk paste because it is like the bee's knees, but if you're just wanting to get started with chalk couture, but you already you're a door hanger painter, or you have a lot of paint in your stash and you don't want to overwhelm your craft room with transfers and paste, using your acrylic paint to create a chalk paste is a great way to use up all that paint. Because as you can see, this bag is going to go a long way. Oops. Oops, I had a bubble there. I don't think my stained layer was very dry, but I do like that. I like it better adding a second layer. So let's get that dry. I over pasted right there a little bit. So I'm just going to squirt a little bit of water on a paper towel. Let's see if I can get that up a little bit. There. Okay, so now let's add the phrase. And this one I have only used on a shirt. So I'm going to bring in my fuzz towel. And I'm just going to knock back a little bit of that adhesive because I don't want to wreck the wood by pulling up fibers. And I don't want my transfer to stick so hard that it may stretch or distort itself when I pull it up. I'm just literally going to eyeball it. Kind of using my camera as well, my screen. Okay. I'm going to have to be careful because I have some edges. I don't want to go over those edges. Ooh, that's a lot. It might be a bit much to start with. So again, I just want to drag my paste across that silk screen area. A little bit more. And then let's even everything out. Get out all of those squeegee lines because those will show. I can reuse that. Let's pull that up and see what we have. Very pretty. This one was one of the original transfers that just kind of drew me to Couture. It just makes a really pretty wreath. So I'm going to set that aside. I'm just going to take that to my utility sink when I'm finished and just wash it with regular water. Jason says it looks good. Ashley says she likes it. Well, we're not quite done with this. And again, it does have, oh, it fell on the floor. Once I'm done, I can always come in and add. It has other branch pieces that you can add in. I'm a mess. Oops, there goes my hairdryer. And then it also has like some cotton blossoms that you can add to it. So now we're going to get to the fun embellishing. Let's put that all to the side. Put that away. So I forgot who I saw this from. I don't remember. But it was from another crafter. And she made burlap flowers. And I thought they were so stinking cute. So we're going to do that again. We're going to try it. So I need a pair of scissors. And then I'm going to put this away for just a little bit. I'm going to put it to the side because I'm going to need my mat. So this is just burlap, and it's about 5 3/4 inches wide. I got it at Walmart. And then those are I've got my instructions. So you're going to cut. This is a wonky piece, so let's straighten it out a little bit. Oops, that's still really wonky. Okay, there we go. So, speaking of wonky, my phone is wonkalicious. Okay. So you're going to want 2 8-inch pieces per flower. So we may make a couple of flowers. It just kind of depends. So I'm going to go ahead and cut. I may just do 2. It'd be really pretty to find some cream colored burlap and then use the brown colored nautical rope for like a third one. Okay, so, and then I need some, I'll just use this since I have it out. So I'm going to cut a hunk off of that. So I have a piece of twine. So you're going to take your pieces, and so you want the 5 this way and the 8 up and down, and you're just kind of going to pleat it down the middle, and you're going to kind of make a ruffly-ish bow, kind of like that. And then you're going to tie that together. I'm going to tie it tight. So there's half of our flower. So then you're going to take the other half and do the exact same thing. So you're just going to ruffle it. Kind of pleat it. And then you're going to end up with the same thing. And then you're going to put it on top of the other flower, but you're going to put it at a 90-degree angle. So then I'm also going to tie this on. And you're going to tie it tight. So then you kind of end up with a little ruffly flower, kind of like that. But we're not done yet. But it looks kind of cute that way just by itself. So the next thing we're going to take this rope. I'm going to find an end. Let's just take it apart. Oh, it's twisty tied together. That's why I couldn't find it. So you want about maybe 1.5 inches, and actually so about 1.5 inches down. I'm going to tie some of this twine about 1.5 inches down. Tight. I'm going to probably tie it a few times. So I'm going to tie it on this side tight, and then I'm going to flip it around. I probably did it too big, but that's okay. I can always cut some off of it. So now I'm going to cut just underneath, maybe 1/4 inch where I tied. And then this one has tape on the end. So I'm going to cut the tape off. So I tied it at this one end because I don't want that end to unravel. But I do want this top part to unravel. And to help it along, I'm going to use the pointed end of the detail tool and kind of get in all those fibers and pull them all apart. Yeah, this one's way too big. So we just want to unravel all of that. It kind of looks like a tassel right now, but that's not what we're doing. But if you needed a tassel cheat, this is a very good way to cheat making a tassel. So I'm going to cut quite, a splinter or something. I'm going to cut, I probably made it way too big. So I'm going to cut a bunch of that off. And then I'm going to cut these strings. Actually, just kind of incorporate those into the flower. So we can unravel those too. It might still be a little bit too tall, but I'm going to bring my hot glue gun in. I'm going to secure the bottom. Actually, I'm going to cut the bottom a bit more. It's kind of all wackadoodle. So I'm going to kind of get all of those fibers stuck back together on the bottom. Kind of go on the bottom and around. And then that'll kind of help secure everything together. And I'm just going to let that dry for just a skosh. And then it will become our flower center. After all that dries. So I'm going to cut those off. Actually, I still think that's a little too tall. So I'm going to give it another little trim. And then let's go ahead and add a little bit more glue. We're going to stick it in our flower without Okay. I'm going to stick all that down. And then you kind of want to pinch, if I can get, kind of want to pinch around the flower to kind of get all that secure. And then it becomes our flower center. Ashley says, so cute. And Jason says, that's so cool. Thank you. I need to look and see. I saw it on Facebook, of course, because you know I live on Facebook. Anybody else? Let me see where I got the original tutorial. I'll let you know. From Christy's Craft Room on Facebook. At about the 29 or 30-minute mark is when she starts the flower tutorial. I should have remembered that. Okay, let me get back to where I was. Okay, so I can't take credit for it. So you can kind of arrange those however you want. There is one flower. I think we'll make a couple more. We may even make, so I'm just going to put it just like right there. Probably make, I think I'll make 2 of these, and then this weekend I may try to see if I can find some cream colored burlap and a darker rope and make one a different color. Maybe. We'll see. So let's make one more. Ouch. I'm going to get a piece of twine. And again, we have 2 pieces that are 8 inches wide. They're 8 inches this way, and they're about 5 or 6 inches wide. And you want it the 8 going up and down. And then you're just going to kind of pinch and pleat down the middle. Just kind of scrunch it up. And you're going to take your twine. I kind of let mine go, but to get it mostly pleated, oops, that is way off. Oh man. Try that again. Unraveling on me. I think I'm going to keep a hold of it while I tie it. Tie it tight. And then we'll do the next one, same way. Just kind of pleat it down the middle. So you end up with kind of a bow, little shape like that. And then we're going to turn it 90 degrees from the other one. Then you've got kind of your little ruffly flower there. And then let's take another chunk of nautical rope. I'm not going to make it as tall this time. That way I don't waste all of it. Tie it super tight. That's what's going to hold your bottom together. I'm going to turn it over and tie it again. Tie it super tight. Hot glue on my fingernails. And then you just want to cut it like 1/4 of an inch below where you tied it. Okay. And then I'm going to take these. I'm going to cut those because they kind of got in my way the last time. And then you're just going to unravel it. I think that might be a bit too long. So I'm going to gather them all together and give it a little trim. Okay, so let's get rid of those. And I'll glue that on again. I'm going to go around the edges and on the bottom. And then we're going to stick that down. And then we're just going to kind of pinch. Oops, it totally came undone. I'm going to push it down in there. And then I'm going to kind of pinch my flower around it. It'll kind of give your flower a little bit of dimension as well. There's our. Oops, I need to put a little bit more down in there. And then squish it. Push it down in there. Then I just kind of fan it out, and there's your super cute little flower. So now we have 2. I think 2 might be enough. What do y'all think? Kind of had to turn it crooked, but I think I should add a 3rd one in a different color, or do you think? I know usually they say odd numbers, but I don't want it overpowered by flowers. Let me get it up this way a little bit. What do you think? Is 2 plenty? Jason says 2 is perfect. So I think let's go ahead and glue them on then. And then we'll be done. I have a mess. And my backer sheet is all over. Okay, so let's Just trying to see how they lay the best. Like maybe right there. I'm just going to put a big old dollop of glue right there. And hold that down while it glues. Hey, Margie. She says, very nice. Like that transfer. This one is an oldie but goodie. It is one of the OG transfers from 2018. It is retired. However, I do have two brand new ones that are available for purchase. So I have two that are in the package, and I have one that's a scratch and dent that has been used a couple of times. So you can just either, if you're interested in purchasing those, you can DM me or email me, and I will get you that information. And then we are just adding our little burlap flowers. And also I'm almost out of white paste. So we used acrylic paint and this Coco's chalky powder to make kind of an off-white paste. And that's what I used on the wreath and the words. And it works great. So if you're in a pinch and have a lot of paint in your craft stash, or if you're new, if you want to get started with Couture, but you already have a lot of paint, and maybe times are tough, you can only afford to buy transfers, use your paint and that cocoa and that chalky powder and create your own paste. I'm not telling you not to buy chalk paste from Couture because it's fantastic, but I also know some of you may have to pinch your pennies. And sometimes it's good to use what you have. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. Make sure that those are, I probably shouldn't have glued those on because I still have to paint the sides, but I'll work around the flowers. And then the flowers are literally just burlap ribbon and nautical rope. Just making sure I have enough. I may have to add a little bit more glue there. I'm going to use my detail tool to kind of stick that flower down. Get it stuck down in there. And then how about that one? It's pretty stuck. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Some of these, this ribbon is fraying just a skosh, but that's okay. Okay, I think those are pretty good and stuck down. Those are pretty. I like them. I like them. So let me put the camera this way, and I will hold it up. So that is what we made today. It's an 18-inch round that I purchased at Menards, but if you have a Lowe's or a Home Depot, you can also purchase the same thing. And I used the wreath transfer, and I actually laid it down two different ways, so I could get a little bit fuller wreath, and then we made the burlap flowers. Easy peasy, super quick, less than an hour. Jason says that's beautiful. And again, congratulations to Mary Fulton. She was tonight's winner from Wednesday's live check-in. It's going to go through Oh, just a quick reminder also about the Club Couture transfer for the month. And actually, let me go ahead and I want to give you a sneak peek of next month's Club Couture. So far it's been a chalkable shape that you get with your transfer. But this month you get ink and a zipper pouch with your transfer. And this one is everything changes, nothing is permanent. And the butterfly fits perfectly on the zipper pouch. I'm super excited to make a cute little zipper pouch with a cute little yarn tassel because that's just what I do. So if you're looking for something different, next month's Club Couture will certainly be different. And also be keeping an eye out because there is a new membership program coming out for customers. If you've always wanted to shop at a discount and so you've kind of maybe toyed with becoming a designer, but you have no desire to sell products or build a team or anything like that, then you might want to become a perks member. You can, I'm just going to give you basic information. You subscribe for $20 a month, but you also get $20 in design dollars back that you can spend on product. And you can shop the products at 30% off. There's a few other perks, but those are the basics. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. If your wallet is way bigger than your if your wish list is way bigger than your wallet, then a perks membership might be right up your alley. So again, this is what we made. If you, if you make one, show me. Or if you make any of the flowers, feel free to show me that you made those as well. Actually says so pretty. Thank you. Again, I got the tutorial for the flowers from Christy's Craft Room, and it's Christy with a K. I can't take any credit for that. I should be live again next Monday, this coming Monday, 7:30 Central. Be checking my business Facebook page for that morning's live check-in post. And I'm going to sign off for the evening. So I hope you all have a great weekend, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.